I'm Menghan. Today I will talk about Jimmy Savile's scandal from BBC. Now let's look at my slides.
First of all, I will talk about BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. BBC is a British public service broadcasting statutory corporation. It is headquartered at Broadcasting House in London and has smaller production centers throughout the UK. The BBC is the world's oldest national broadcasting organization and the largest broadcaster in the world by the number of employees. Jimmy Savile is one of the famous BBC's VG. He hosted the BBC's television show and raised an estimated £14 million for charity. After his death, hundreds of allegations of child sex abuse and rape finally emerged, leading the police to believe that Savile was a predatory sex offender. So let's go through the whole event. After Jimmy Savile's death, in the December of 2011, a 6-week BBC Newsnet investigation into claim that Savile abused youngsters is dropped. Tribute programs to the presenter are aired over the Christmas and New Year period. In 2012, on the 1st of July, George Entwistle has been appointed as a Director General of BBC. On the 2nd of October, ahead of an ITV program to be broadcasted the following day, Newsnet editor Peter Ribben writes in a blog that his program's investigation of Savile at the end of 2011 was dropped for editorial reason because to lack of evidence. And on the following day, ITV airs its investigation, Exposure, the other side of Jimmy Savile, in which several women alleged he sexually abused them when they were teenagers. On the 22nd of October, the BBC issued a correction to Mr. Ribben's blog, saying it was inaccurate or incomplete in some respect. On the 10th of November, Mr. Entwistle appeared on a TV program in the morning, said that he did not see the Newsnet report, but in the evening, he resigned as BBC Director General. His 54 full days in post made him the corporation's shortest-serving Director General. On the 19th of December, the inquiry into Newsnet's shelving of a report into sexual abuse by Jimmy Savile criticizes BBC's management, but finds no evidence of a cover-up. This event started as an issue and then became a crisis. In my assignment, I will specifically analyze each stage, latent, active, intense, and crisis. Like for example, before Savile's death, it belongs to the latent stage. And yet, BBC's director's ignorance made it become a crisis. In my assignment, I will use 5 modules to analyze the whole event. First of all is the development of an issue into crisis. I will use this to analyze how it become a crisis. And the second one is the managing issue-specific response strategies to analyze how BBC's response. The third one is crisis type matrix. The fourth one is crisis communication strategies. I believe that BBC used the distance strategies to deal with this crisis. And at last, I will use the 5S principles of crisis response to mirror the failure of BBC's response. To conclude, I briefly give an introduction of BBC, Jimmy Savile, and the timeline of this issue crisis. And obviously, BBC managed it poorly of this crisis. I will use 5 modules to specifically analyze how BBC dealing with this crisis. And at last, I would like to give my recommendation and suggestions for BBC to dealing with this issue.
So this is the outline and the proposal of my assignment. Thank you for watching.